It's 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Welcome to everyone that's joined us all across the nation. Uh, we have a webinar today titled Empowering You on Your Financial Journey, Maximizing Your Membership. And, just know that I know that we offer retirement and financial planning, and we just don't want to be a commodity to our members. We're a ministry as well. And please know that we share biblical values with you. We are a ministry, we're relationship based, and we have great benefits for our members. So, to that end, we'll get started. I want to introduce a panel of experts that work for us. And in order of presentation, Nate Bowers, our Director of Financial Education, Jen Taflinger, our Member Services Coordinator, and then finally, Ellen Daniels, our Director of Engagement. I'm sure familiar faces to many of you. So, Nate, I'm going to hand it over to you, sir. Can you get us started?
That sounds good, Jim. Thank you very much. Here at Servant Solutions, we pride ourselves on understanding the many unique challenges, opportunities, responsibilities that you face as a ministry leader. Our mission of serving those who serve and our vision of improving financial security for the servants of the church are literally at the heart of everything that we do. And now, as many of you on this webinar do, I personally have worn many hats in my ministry leadership experiences. I've been a part of a church plant team, a finance team member, an elder board member and chair. And the last 6 years, I've been in the executive pastor position until I came here to Servant Solutions. But today, no matter what ministry hat that you wear, we want to help you maximize your membership as Servant Solutions and make you aware of the many tools that we hope ultimately equips and gives you the freedom both now and in the future to better follow God's calling upon your life and in your ministry. As Jim noted, I assist in leading our financial education and planning team alongside my colleague, Dr. Jerry Fox. Jerry is a PhD, a certified financial planner, and brings over 40 years of financial educational experiences to our members as our Director of Financial Planning. Our president, Jim Obold, also holds a CFP certification. And we know that you didn't go into ministry to become wealthy, but there's a reason that Jesus taught so often about finances and stewardship. And today, unfortunately, we're seeing the ministries and the families of pastors and individuals who work for the church negatively impacted by their financial health or lack of planning for retirement, even seeing folks leave the ministry as a result. And so we want to serve you. We want to help you put into place good stewardship practices now and in the future and help you intentionally plan, because this is actually an eternal investment that will help you to better lead and minister to both your congregation and your families and ultimately help advance the kingdom. And if you already do this, great. Maybe you already have a financial advisor or a planner. Maybe use one of the myriad of software options out there. Maybe use Excel, or maybe you got a dusty old Abacus sitting around somewhere. But here's the deal. If you don't currently have a plan and goals to steward and utilize the resources that God has blessed you with and be intentional with them, well, then we'd love to help. We offer free financial planning services for those who hold accounts with us. Again, Jody, maybe we need to put it across the screen in big flashing lights, FREE, free. But today, I want to briefly walk you through how to take advantage of those services. On our website, servantsolutions.org, if you go over to the right-hand side under services and then down to financial education, if you scroll down to my picture and Dr. Jerry Fox's picture, you'll see a box that is labeled Financial Roadmap. And if you click on that, you'll be taken to a short form that will then only take you about 30 seconds to fill out with your contact information. And after you submit that, one of our team members will send you our Financial Roadmap form. Now, I promise you, this isn't a 30-page document that is going to take you 2 days to fill out. It's only a 4-page form. And I promise you, it's not overly complicated. If you're married, we highly encourage you to fill this out with your spouse. But this form will help us to better understand your personal financial details, circumstances, and help you identify what your goals are. Our team will then put together a roadmap or a personal plan for you by utilizing our cutting-edge financial planning software, MoneyGuide Pro. We'll then reach out to set up a consultation with you in order to help you clarify what your goals are and then help you plan and prioritize and invest how to get there. And guys, this isn't one and done. We encourage you to review your plan on a regular basis, and we'll be glad to meet with you down the road in order to help you evolve your plan as your life circumstances change. We hope to get your request for a financial roadmap soon, and I look forward to meeting you to set up a financial consultation. Again, the link to request a roadmap is on our website under services and then financial education. And speaking of our many website resources, I want to turn it over now to Jen Tafliger, our member services coordinator, to walk you through some of those.
Thanks so much, Nate. And as I think about our financial planning team, you guys are such a great representation of the heart of Servant Solutions. As Jim said at the beginning, we don't want to be an institution where you just put your money and hope for the best in retirement. We want to walk that journey with you. And by allowing us to do that with financial planning, wow, what a wonderful resource that is. I became a member of Servant Solutions in 2017 when I started on staff at my church. And one of the things that I always appreciated, whether it was as a member or as the HR person on staff, was if I ever had a question or one of my staff members had a question, the answer was just a quick phone call or email away. The customer service that I found at Servant Solutions was just always so helpful, and I was so grateful for that. And so, as today we talk about all of the resources that we have, I don't want to lose sight that our best resource, our greatest resource is our people. So, even though we're going to show you things on the website that you can access at your own convenience, don't hesitate to reach out to us, call us, email us. We're here and we want to serve you. As I mentioned, I started in 2017 as a member of Servant Solutions, and it really wasn't until last year when I joined the staff at Servant Solutions that I started to realize all of these benefits that were available to me that I hadn't been using. And as I've talked with members, in addition to the free financial planning, one thing that just really seems to resonate are our free family legal documents. And so it's through our partnership with Principal that we're able to offer these to you. You can access those by going to our website to the Services tab under Estate Planning Documents. And Jody, if you just kind of scroll down there a little bit, you will see that you can log into your Principal account, and it gives the 4 steps of directions there on how to do that and how to find those. But it also shows the list there. Maybe you need to update your will. Maybe you need a power of attorney. Maybe you're a parent with young children and you're planning a getaway for the weekend. And so those medical treatment authorizations are really handy to have. Whatever it is, feel free to access those. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Ellen, one of the things that you've mentioned before, and I always like to share is, it's not exactly the same as sitting across the table from a lawyer, but you also don't get the bill at the end. So it's a win-win. The next thing I'd like to talk about
can I
is...
just interject one thing?
Yep.
Is that some may wonder how long this process takes. And I know I presented to a church in the morning and then had a second opportunity at lunchtime to present to them again. And someone had went back to their desk and completed all their documents in that amount of time. And it's legal in all 50 states. So it's an easy process. And then make sure on number 4 that your employer should be Servant Solutions, not your home church or ministry. And that will make sure that triggers in the Principal system that it's a free service.
Great. Thank you for that reminder. Yes, it's very easy. So that's a really fast way to do it. Thank you. I also want to look at our Learning Center tab, and there are a lot of things under the Toolbox series that's available. Today, I want to look at the Employer's Toolbox, and there's a tab on there that says Access Resources. I'm not going to go through each one of those, but as Jody scrolls, you'll see that there are different things for retirement strategies. There are retirement worksheets there that you can complete. There's a section there with tax information and also personal finance. Under that same Learning Center tab, we also have our blogs. And I just love to highlight these because they're great little nuggets of not only informative pieces, but also encouraging pieces. There's a variety of topics that you'll find there, ranging from leadership to market moves to financial planning to Pastor Appreciation Month. Just keep checking back because we post at least one thing new every month and sometimes twice a month. So check back frequently and see what's new with our blog postings. And then the other thing that I wanted to highlight today is also under Learning Centers are our educational videos. One of the things that we've done with a lot of our webinars is we record them and then we'll post several of them and you'll find them here. So as Jody is scrolling down, I'm not going to talk about each one of those, but you'll just see several of the recordings from previous videos, webinars that we've done. I do want to pause though at the Smart Money Through the Decades. One of the questions that we get asked frequently is, for my stage in life, what should I be doing right now? What should I be focusing on? And what I love about this is each decade, whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, or whether you're in retirement, we've taken a look at those different stages of life, what's usually happening during that time. And then there are suggestions that are very practical on what you should be looking at to really focus on your financial future during that time period in your life. So again, whether you're in your 20s or you're already retired, there's something here for you. Now, some of the things that we're showing you today, obviously you will have to be a member of Servant Solutions, but a lot of the things that we're showing you on our website are free for anyone to use. And I'd like to highlight these videos because maybe you're a parent with a young adult child, and so maybe the 20s video would be good to share with them, or maybe you have a friend at church that could benefit. They're an empty nester. What should they be looking at? Feel free to send them to our website and access a lot of these free tools. I know there are so many more things on this website, and Nate, I think you're going to share a few more with us.
Sure, Jen. Thank you very much. I want to show you a few more of the financial planning tools that we have on our website, but first I want to echo Jen. We want to make sure that you're aware of all the amazing information, tools, videos, educational materials on our website in order to empower you and to better serve you. But I also want to stress that our amazing team is always available, and we encourage you to reach out to us at any time with any questions or concerns that you might have. Email, phone, video calls, in-person meetings. We pride ourselves on our personal customer service. And although I enjoy utilizing my gifting and my calling to serve you as our members in financial matters, probably my favorite and the highest honor that I have when meeting with you in a financial consultation is just simply getting to know you, hearing about your story, your family, your ministry, the calling that God has placed on your life, and then having the privilege to pray over and with you. So I want to point out a few quick items on our website. It has a wide variety of calculators there. I think we might, oh, there we go, Jody. Thank you so much. So again, it's on the Learning Center. And then if you go down and click on those calculators, you'll be taken to this page. Now, in your life, you may have some questions like, if I refinance with a new home, new interest rate, new term, what are my new payments going to be? Or maybe you've wondered, what would be a greater benefit to me, investing in a traditional before tax retirement account or utilizing the Roth after tax option? Or maybe you want to know how to budget better and you want some tools to create some margin in your life to invest and then save. Well, all of these calculators, tools, and more are available here on this page. Probably my favorite one, though, to show to especially younger pastors is one of our retirement calculators that demonstrates the power of compounding interest. And their minds, guys, are literally blown when I show them that over 40 years, investing consistently at even just a small amount, just $100 a month at average returns, nets them a retirement nest egg at over $500,000. Now, we encourage all of our members, be informed, be intentional, be consistent with your finances, and we hope some of these calculators assist you in that way. Now, one final section that I want to point out is that, again, under our Learning Center, there is our Minister's Housing Allowance page. Now, guys, this is a substantial tax benefit that is given to credentialed ministers, and we encourage our pastors and our churches to educate themselves. Now, this page contains a multitude of information that I don't have time to review in detail today, but I encourage you to familiarize yourself with this benefit. We believe that education on this topic is so important that we did an entire webinar on it last year. And as Jen just talked about, you can find the recorded video for that in our Learning Center as well under the educational videos. Now, we really do have so much more on our website to assist you in learning, understanding, and managing the resources God has blessed you with. And so I'd like to turn it over now to Ellen Daniels, our Director of Engagement, to share some additional resources available on our website. Again, servantsolutions.org.
Great. Thank you so much, Nate. Man, can you all tell how blessed we are? We love our team. I absolutely appreciate my colleagues and what they've shared. I want to go back to the services tab, if you will, Jody. You can notice, folks, today we are focusing on services and Learning Center because that's where a plethora of information is that's going to help you. But church compensation planning is something maybe you weren't even aware of that we also offer. Perhaps you've been in a position and you're wondering, am I getting paid what I should be getting paid? Or maybe you're bringing on a new position to your church and you're wondering, what in the world should we pay this person? So we have some data that we've collected, as well as resources that others have collected data about different parameters for people who are in ministry. In other words, what position are you talking about? Is it a lead pastor, a children's worker? Is it a worship leader? What region of the country is your church located in? Is it in a big city or is it in a rural area? As well, what is your church's annual budget? What is the church attendance? What is this person that you might hire? What is their level of education? How many years have they been employed? As you can tell, all these parameters help us to give you a really solid salary range that you can consider for that position. So church compensation planning, we are welcome to talk with your board to help them through that process, or you can just simply fill out the form that is here on this section of our website. One other area I want to go to in the services tab, many of you are familiar with this, but our MCP, newly credentialed program, we formerly called this our newly ordained program, but we're talking about when someone within your church is credentialed at the highest level of your credentialing body, then we will bless them. And we do that for one reason. We want to encourage pastors to stay in ministry. Ministry is not always easy, folks. I don't know if you know that. My husband and I spent 40 years in full-time ministry, and boy, do I have some stories to share. I won't take time here, Jim, I promise, but if you want to know some stories, let me know. But our newly ordained, newly credentialed pastor program, again, is a blessing. It's our way of giving back in ministry to those who are serving those who serve. So we start out with a $500 gift just to open an account with us. Perhaps your account is already opened and you've recently gotten credentialed. And when I say recently, that's within the last 5 years. If you've recently been credentialed, we will deposit $500 into your account. And then after a year of regular contributions, because we want you to get into that healthy habit of contributing, we will bless you with a second gift. It will either be $500 or $1,000. The reason that different gift differentiation is there, we put seed money away years and years ago. Servant Solutions did, as well as some of our churches, put some seed money away, and that account has grown. So the amount of our gift has been able to grow over the years. So if you were ordained January of 2024 or sooner, your second gift will be $1,000. Prior to that, it will be $500. I often tell the story. My husband was ordained 42 years ago now, and his gift was $264. At the time, it was a huge blessing, folks, but just want you to know how that has changed over the years. Jody, if you don't mind, let's go to the Learning Center tab now. Nate mentioned a little bit about the minister's housing allowance. Many of you know about this, you're aware of it, and you're taking advantage of it in your current position. This tax benefit has been around since 1954. There's a really cool video here that Jody has pulled up right there. It's going to make you smile. I really encourage you to take advantage of that. It really points out the benefits of the minister's housing allowance. But what I want you to know is it's not just during your working years. In your retirement years and all the way to your death, you can take advantage of this huge tax benefit. We have tons and tons of information about it because this is one of the most misunderstood tax benefits that are available to you. So if you are credentialed, that means licensed, commissioned, or ordained, you can take advantage of this according to the IRS. One last thing I'd like to share about. We have a section on our website under the Learning Center tab again, and it's called IRS Publications, Forms, and Links. Now, let me say first, before our president says something, we are not tax experts. We don't claim to be. We don't even want to be. But we do make smart decisions by hanging around really wise people who know a lot about the IRS regulations. We have forms on our websites. We have direct links where you can go to get the information that you need. Because let's face it, again, Minister salaries, taxation, it's not the easiest thing to navigate. So let us help you. Let us come alongside you and offer some tips and tools in that way. So, folks, we have finished our time of sharing what's on our website. There is tons more that we could have shared, but we don't want to keep you all day. So we're moving now into our question and answer time. If you haven't utilized this feature before, at the bottom of your screen, you will see the Q&A box. If you could send some questions for us, we'd love to answer those for you. And I also understand you may not have time to stay on for the question and answer portion. Just know that any people who have registered for this webinar will receive a direct link to it, and we will try our best to answer all of the questions that we receive, so you'll be able to go back and listen to that. So the first question I see here to get us started: can a family access the free documents as well? Jen, I believe that was your section. Can family members access that?
Yes, so any adult that is in your household is also welcome to use those free documents. You'll have to log on with your information, but any adult member in your family, yeah, they're welcome to use those as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Second question, Jim, if you don't mind, do you have an option for a successor beneficiary? Do you have an option for a successor beneficiary?
Yes, we call it the contingent beneficiary, but just know that with a 403(b)(9) plan, like a church plan like ours, if you are married, your spouse is automatically considered the beneficiary. Now, if you do not want that for some reason, they can sign a form to opt out of that, and you can have others. But we always think it's a great idea, even with your spouse as the beneficiary, to have contingents, just in case you're traveling together and some tragedy happens that you both lose your life. This makes it much easier for those assets to transfer outside of probate.
Great. And the question wasn't asked, but I think it's good for us to mention, can we choose a trust as our beneficiary? Yes. A family trust.
Yes, that's very popular, and everyone wants it to run through the trust. And if they want their retirement assets to be split up in a certain way according to the trust, that's certainly an option.
Great, excellent. We're moving along this same theme of the beneficiary. I am a widow and I have 3 siblings, but I want my nephew to be the successor beneficiary. Should she pass this on so that it would still be 3 people?
No, we can set it up and give you some, in those kind of complex, we can make sure that the paperwork is correct according to your wishes. Just make sure that you involve us, and we'll make sure that it's according to your wishes to make sure it's interpreted properly.
Excellent. Guys, anytime you're filling out forms, whether it's successor forms like this, beneficiary forms, anything, always call us if you have questions. Our 1-800 number is a great place to start. If the person who answers doesn't know the answer, they're going to get you to someone who does. As Nate and Jen have both mentioned, we love being in relational ministry, and we will get your question answered. A couple other questions have come in. Does Servant Solutions provide assistance with tax preparations? Nate, I think that's right up your alley.
Well, Ellen, we will advise you, again, as you discussed in your part of the webinar, we have a multitude of information that we've studied, looked at, consulted tax professionals on. But in terms of actually preparing your taxes, that is not something that we take on here at Servant Solutions. However, if you are looking for someone, we have a wide variety of individuals, one who sits on our board, others that we work with on a regular basis, and we can give you some recommended names of people who have worked specifically with individuals who work in ministry or in churches, and make recommendations to you in that way.
Yeah, and then adding on to what Nate said, there's a lot of gray area in the IRS code. And so there's some slam dunk things that we know that are pretty black and white, but for those many situations that are gray, and depending on even whether you're married or your asset size and all of that, and different tax brackets, even if there's businesses owned by spouses and those types of things, all of those come into play and could affect even the slam dunk advice that we could have. So we always say, please consult your tax advisor, because each of your situations are different.
Mhm. Great. I'm glad you mentioned that point because many of the revenue rulings, you can read one and feel like, oh, I have a good handle on this. You read another one and it kind of says the opposite. So totally agree with you there, Jim. Thank you. Question, Nate, it looks like this will be for you. What is the minimum balance that's required before I can do a financial roadmap? So you referred to a financial roadmap earlier. What is our minimum balance requirement?
Sure, we don't have a minimum balance. We are just asking for an investment. So once your account is, you've completed your membership application, and then your account is funded, and we hope that you guys as churches as well are supporting your pastors and your ministers and maybe offering some matching funds as well. But even if it's only the tiniest bit, it doesn't matter if you have $50 in there or if you have $500,000 in there. Our services, our financial planning services are available to each and every one of our members.
Excellent. Excellent. Here's a question about investment options. I know I signed up for certain investments when I filled out my application, but where can I find current investment options that are available to me through Servant Solutions Plan? And how would I go about making changes to my investment selection? Jim or Nate?
Yeah, I'll let Nate take this. And Jody, if you could pull up our website, I think Nate can navigate that very quickly for us.
Yeah, that would be great if you could, Jody. So on our website, under plan information, it's the second tab over there. If you go down to the first link there, it's investment information, and then click on that. There's a wide variety of information available here, but you can see one is our investment options. There are others here. You see quarterly performance reviews, year-to-date performance, even what our fees are, which again, I want to touch on are some of the lowest in the industry when you compare us to other avenues there. But if you click on that investment options, Jody, it will pull up all of our different funds that we have available. And this first section here, these are our life fund age-based portfolios. And what I love about these is these are tailored specifically to you and when you were born. When you're much younger, if you're a younger pastor, maybe in that 1995 or 90 to 94 segment, it'll be much heavily more invested in stocks. You'll be a much more aggressive portfolio because you have time to ride some of the ups and downs over the course of your ministry. But if you're near retirement age, maybe in the 1955 to 559 segment, then that portfolio is attuned to specifically where you are in retirement. And each and every year it rebalances. So as you move, again, if you were that young pastor and more of an aggressive investment philosophy, it will rebalance itself as you move closer and closer to retirement. Now, we also have standard fund options, and you can see down here, you can look at what those funds are here. You can look at what the asset class is, and you can click on these, and it'll pull up the prospectus for each of these, what they're invested in, give you some returns, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year returns. And this on our website is a great place to see this information. Now, I will add a caveat here. On your Principal website, and Principal is our record keeper, but that is where you would go to log on to see your actual personal you through specifically how to do this. But on that Principal site, that's where you can make changes. And you can make changes. One, you can say, hey, my new investments, what I'm contributing this month and moving forward, we want it to go to these 2 or 3 or however many funds that you'd like it to go to. The other option is to say, hey, my current balance, I'd like to change my investment strategy, and I might want to move to something a little bit more conservative or a little bit more aggressive. And there's ways to do that and set that up on there. But if you do have any questions when going through that, please feel free to give us a call. We can set up a video call with you. We can share our screen so we can see yours or vice versa and show you exactly how to make those changes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nate. One further question about this. How often can I make these changes? And are there any tax implications of making these investment changes?
Yeah, I think I can take that. First of all, there's no, as long as it stays within the account, there's no tax implications in making changes. For most of those, the life funds, and most of those, I call the life funds the buffet because it involves a lot of diversified and about 13 different mutual funds in each one of those. where the other selections are more focused on if you want to go into a certain part of the market and your aggressiveness versus your conservatism with mutual funds that are stock based or bond based. But yeah, that's something that about 67% of our folks are in the life funds. And so they like that do it for me approach that's also very cost effective from a nonprofit basis. So this is very dependent on your other assets as well. And so that's why it's important to have a holistic approach when you're talking with Nate or Jerry in our financial planning process to make sure that you're in the right place when you're looking at this. And so there's only a couple of restrictions on the order from the menu type of mutual funds that we have. Of course, retirement accounts, they don't want you to day trade for those. It's more of a longer term arc, and we espouse that approach as well.
Great, excellent.
And just
Jim,
sorry, Ellen, just one other quick point. If you are interested in finding out any of those transfer restrictions on some of those funds, they are on our website again under that investment information piece. And just to add on to what Jim said, we are looking for a long-term based approach to investing. Now, if the market changes and you want to discuss maybe making some changes, great. But also one of the other reasons that we don't allow, every day in and out of our funds is we want to keep our costs low. And we want to pass that on to you as our members. And so that's one of the reasons why those restrictions are in place as well.
Excellent. Jen, I know you talked a little bit earlier about the different toolbox series that we have. So whether you're a pastor, whether you're a church employee, I know in your pastoral, I'm sure you use that page a lot, but you also referred to not really realizing how much was in our website. I can really vouch for that as well. Being a pastor's wife for so many years, I wish I would have listened when people told me, get on the website. There's a bunch of stuff there, because I was the same way. I did not realize just how much good information is there until I came to work for Servant Solutions. So don't be Jen and I. Be that kind of person that jumps on when we say there is some good information. And I hope you'll see too, one thing that I love about Servant Solutions, we are very transparent. You're going to see everything. You're going to see our costs. You're going to see how our investments have functioned. So we don't hide things. We like things out in the open. We want to treat you like we would want to be treated. So I think our time has ended today. I don't see any more questions. That either means we've done a great job or we've put you to sleep. I'm hoping for the first. Jim, if you don't mind, I'd love for you to just close us out with prayer.
Yeah, and first of all, I'd just like to send some thank yous. First of all, to Jody, our Director of Communications in the background. She's not feeling well since Sunday, but she came in like a trooper today. So thank you, Jody. And then to our panelists, Nate and Jen and Ellen, you did excellent. Appreciate your hard work on that and the way you articulate and communicate so well. And then to you, our members, first of all, just being interested and being engaged in this process and finding out and being here with us. So thank you for that. We really want to just lean into the title of this by empowering you on your financial journey. And hopefully, with most that are successful in finances, they have partners that they partner with. Mm-hmm. And we just covet that relationship with you. And so don't be afraid to engage with us. We're friendly and we are relationship based. So thank you for that. So let's pray and close our time together. Lord, you're good to us, and thank you for even working through a webinar that works toward your kingdom purposes. Help those listening today to take their next step towards financial health and stewardship. We know there's over 2,000 references to finances in your word, and we know that this is important to you because it's second only to the topic of love in the Bible. So we know that this is a topic and a health concern for many in ministry, and it helps them stay in ministry, lean into ministry, and have a lifetime of ministry in a healthy way. Thank you for the opportunity to do what we do, and that we get to have and serve great members that take advantage of these great value-based, biblically based services. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.